month.
Okay, folks, we got just a couple of minutes before we kick this thing off. Those of you that are tuned in, can you see what we have up here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the first WebEx for the Copeland Technical Specialist. My name is Steve Brown. I'm sitting in for Mr. Larry Banis. He really wanted to be here today, but he had some conflicts in his schedule, so he asked me to stand in for him this afternoon. We know your time is valuable, so we're going to keep this to exactly 30 minutes, and we hope to wrap this thing up at exactly 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Banis asked me to go over a presentation here. So many of you have seen this before, so just as a reminder, I'll zip through this rather quickly. And we have also Mr. Randy Tebby with Emerson will be coming on in just a little bit to share some information with you. But true to form, we hope that this will be the first of many good watches wherein we can share information. This was scheduled for the first Thursday of each month. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start. As I said, Mr. Banis wanted me to share this information with you, so I'll zip through it rather quickly. It's going to be a monthly affair, first Thursday of every month, for our technical specialists. And we have our first new technical specialist class completed this past January. We're putting another group through this very week as we speak. This week we have a second group going through, and then we have one scheduled for the last week of this month. So hopefully this is the beginning of an exciting new adventure for all of us. We're going to ask that some of you meet the requirements that we're showing here for the Copeland Technical Specialist. I'm going to take and pass a technical specialist exam. Of course, the exam will be open book. The exam is pulled from a number of various subjects, as you can see here. We're going to try to continue to provide technical support for all of our contractors through our Copeland Technical Specialists. We want it available for field support issues, via phone support, and possibly even some job site visits if warranted. We'll require everybody, as you know, to attend this WebEx on the first Thursday of every month. Be the go-to person within your branch so to support your customers, to provide of one Copeland Technical Specialist for trading area or region, depending upon the territory, and that will all be worked out as we proceed into the upcoming months and years. The Emerson is going to provide technical training, which is constantly being upgraded and developed as we speak, and we're going to also provide for several ways and means in which you can participate, and we're going to also award some recognitions for folks that are willing to step up to the plate and help with this endeavor. What we're looking for, as you have been told before, an employee of good standing, outfit confidence, good knowledge base, experience, engaging personality, quick thinker, quick learner, presentable, and durable.
What the heck is durable?
And durable, right. I hope that means everybody has to be in good health. There's a code of conduct. Most of you have received a copy of this. If not, I will be open for some comments, questions at the end of our session here. Expectations, there's a number of expectations that we've shared with you in the past. Most of you have seen these before as well. We're going to have, as we said, continued training for Copeland Technical Specialists. We'll be adding more to your ranks. Here's a sample of an agenda that we do for a one-week training program for Copeland Technical Specialists. As we look at the need for Copeland Technical Specialists, there was some surveys done, and currently these are the evaluations that we've looked at with regard to numbers of CTSs currently registered. There's going to be a number of support items, including this introduction packet, which you either have received or will be receiving in the not-too-distant future. In all of these that we list here in the bullet points. We're going to also provide a number of classes for you and options that show you how we'd like you to handle the call and give you as much support as we can in that. We're working on putting together a Copeland Technical Specialist chat so that we can share information with each other and learn from each other. First, the monthly WebEx, once again, the first Thursday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're limited to 30 minutes, and it will be live and recorded, as this one is. Advisory committee formation has put this all together. This is some of the criteria we looked at on that. I think that's the end of what Larry asked me to share with you. I went through that very fast, but just very quickly, are there any questions as to what we're looking for there? Questions? Okay. Do we turn this over now to, I think we're going to try to turn this over and let Mr. Andy Tebby share some information with you. So we're him, the presenter here. Just bear with us for a second while we get this changeover done. A number of you are tuned in. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time. Are you to go, Randy?
Looks like it's
Head's in the center, so if the sign's in the center of your head, you're on it.
All right, did you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, I was asked today to on two topics. The first was the Discus 2 server placement, the deep sump model compressor. As we go through here, it'll kind of describe and show exactly what we're talking about here. The Disc 3, the Disc 2 service replacement, deep sump models. On the deep sump configuration, all deep sump configurations have been eliminated on the new Discus 3.
Call him back. No, I'll have to call him back.
There are some legacy Discus 2 models are currently available with deep sumps, and it has caused some confusion as far as how to go from Discus 2 with a deep sump to a Discus 3 without a deep sump. The sump models will not fit on a standard flat bottom application. So note here, a special $8.99 service bill of material for Disc 2 models was created to solve this issue. And I'm going to go through some of the design changes here. Here you see here the Discus 3 compared to the Discus 2, the standard 800 building materials. On the top is the Discus 2, showing the deep sump, and you can see the lighted areas showing the actual design of the deep sump. Discus 3 models, the replacement compressors, you'll notice that they have the flat bottom plate, and they do not have the deep sump configuration. Several unique Discus 3 service model requirements, specifically the Discus 3, the DJ 60S. Service replacements will be a Discus 2 with an $8.99 flat bottom build of material. Discus 3 models, the 4E and the 4EC, initial service replacement will be a Discus 3 model 4DC-100 build of material. There's 3 models, the 6DU and the 6D, which are the largest displacement 60 models. Their service replacement will be a Discus 3 model 6DU or 6DV with 100 build of material. Discus models with an A00 or the intelligent store Discus up as far as for the electronics. We'll require a special bracket kit. That bracket kit, you can see the open Discus 3 to Discus 2 reference in the bulletin 2012-47 for the correct kit numbers on that. All the unique service models are available on hand at Mount Comfort. We have a cross-reference tool available online at the wholesale portal. As you can see, the wholesale portal page here, if you go to the lower center of the page, Discus 3 to Discus 2 cross-reference. And if you click on that, it would bring you to this page where you're able to enter your nomenclature for the compressor you're going to replace. And after you get so far through the nomenclature, it's going to drop down as far as the search feature, and then you can select on the exact compressor that is coming into the door here. If you do that, it'll give you a cross-reference number, and you can see here 60S3R40ME-TSN-99 shows the 899 build of material as a replacement compressor. All right, any questions concerning the Discus 2 to Discus 3 cross-reference before I go to the next subject?
I have a question in regards to, in an emergency situation, couldn't I just take the flat bottom plate off the old compressor, exchange the deep sump and the pickup tube for oil, if I had to?
No, I believe I'd have to check on that for you. As far as the oil pickup on that,
It's deeper, it goes into the sump. Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's a good question. I'd have to check on that for you.
All right. Thank you.
Again, who was that asked the question, if I might ask?
My name's David, last name Dowen, D-O-W-E-N.
D-O-W-E-N. Okay. Okay, move on here a little bit. Next subject I was going to cover is a question. If a question comes up, where can I find the rate load amp and the lock rotor amp values for Copeland compressors? You might notice that a lot of the compressors don't have those values on the nameplates anymore. So first, what are the RLA and the LRA? The LRA is locked rotor amps and is the amperage you would see if a compressor motor were to work against a locked rotor condition. That value is typically very high, and it would be basically the compressor turnover, but the gear is locked, and it's pulling the complete locked rotor amp. It'll typically pull that value for a short period of time before the motor protector will trip out. Next use the rated amps. In general, the law requires that a maximum continuous run rate be established for each compressor for the application. Definition of maximum continuous current is that current drawn just prior to the protector trip. In this extreme continuous current value is then used to establish a running current value for the compressor called rated load amps. Again, the electrical, the NEC Article 440 sets the maximum continuous current, or the MCC value rating of a compressor motor at 156% of its rated load amp value. If you guys are familiar with the Copeland product, Emerson used a 1.4 instead of the 1.56. You know, why does Emerson use the 1.4 instead of the 1.56? And again, it adds another level of safety factor to the circuit. And again, notes say here, since there are no test criteria to ensure the contactor's operation at 150% of its rated load rating, Emerson basically moved to the 1.4 value to give it a little more area. Therefore, Copeland has established a rated load current for all pilot circuit protectors, compressors at a more conservative value. Maximum continuous current for all Copeland compressors is 140% of your rated load amps. A specification of the Copeland warranty that the contactor size must not be less than the nameplate rated load value. We referenced the Bulletin 10-1244 for the correct procedure for calculating the contactor and other electrical devices, you know, the sizing of those. The question originally was, where can I find the rated load amp and locker amp values? This information is available on the online product information under the product selection tool that we have. Once you get through the Emerson Climate site, you can on the product selection software. It will bring you to this screen. To click on the compressor selection portion of it, it's going to give you a screen that looks like this, where you select your specific compressor model and condition for each application. So you would go to the model select drop-down box, and I pulled up a ZB11 MCE TWC compressor, as you see in the first green box. See that if I enter the 134A as refrigerant, 60 hertz, high temp condition, it gives me my rated load amps, MCC divided by 1.4, which is the Emerson value. It also shows the rated load amps, the MCC divided by 1.56, which is the NEC value. Also gives the full maximum continuous current rating for the compressor and lock rotor amps of the compressor. If I was going to use this same compressor and use 404A instead of 134A, medium temp condition, you can see that the rated load amp values will change. For 134A, my rated load amps was 51.1. 404A, my rated amp value is 60. And again, these are all based on the conditions that we're going to see, that the motor and the compressor is going to see. So with 404A, you see that the rated load amps have changed, as well as the MCC values. But the rated lock rotor amp value is going to stay the same because it's the same motor stator system, so it's going to maintain that same lock rotor condition. But the maximum continuous current based on the conditions that the compressor is rated for or running at are going to change. And that value is going to in turn change your rated amps as far as your MCC divided by 1.4 value. So that's I think that was that was what I had as far as, you know, where to put the load amps and the lock rotary amp values. And as you see, a lot of these compressors that we have nowadays are rated for, you know, 2, 3, 4, up to 7 or more refrigerants. Depending on your refrigerant and the condition that you're running, your amps, your rotary amps, or your load amps and your MCC values will change. All right, questions? For the rated load amps and lock amp values.
Good information. No questions? Okay.
Go back. Can you get one screen to that log in? That's it. Perfect.
This one?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Again, this is all available on the what we call product selection software, the PSS. All right, Steve, all yours.
Okay, Randy. Folks, as you can see, what we want to try to do each month is pass on some new changes that are coming down the pike, and you guys need to be in the loop on all this new information as it happens. So, today was kind of our first go at it. We're going to try this, like I said, every month. First Thursday of the month, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to try to keep it short because we know that your time is valuable. But hope to be able to share some good meat and potatoes information with you at each of these, and also, as promised, allow you an opportunity to share with us any concerns, questions, suggestions, or anything that you may have to make this program better as we grow it. Are there any questions, concerns, issues that we know about? Talkative group, live group. Okay.
Mike
yeah.
Nolly, Supply here. I have a question and a comment.
Okay.
Actually, maybe these are comments. One is the mobile app will do everything that your the product selection software. All the same information is available there. So you can use the mobile app to get the same results. Second thing is at our product meeting, we received a suites catalog of Emerson parts. Something that needs to be in everybody's hands. Really, source. Everything is combined into one catalog, and we'll really charge you guys to try to get that out. A big file, it can't really be emailed. All for download on the site. If it is, it would be great to know where it is so we can find it.
Okay, it's coming from your name again, please?
So Mike Nolly with Meyer Supply.
Oh, okay. Okay, appreciate that input, Mike.
You have a question?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I want to know why the initial evaluation grades not show on.
When you go to the CTS website, the question is that our evaluation grades are not showing up on the site. And what's up with that?
Okay, now I repeat the question again.
Okay, CTS when we log in, our evaluation scores are not there. We're not finding them.
Just seeing a green check mark.
For right now, that's a good, solid question. We're going to have a discussion with Mr. Larry Banis and find out when we can release that information and get that together for you. So stay tuned. We're going to try to have that, I hope, by the next session we have, if not sooner. Somebody name that I can give information to there?
Hey.
Yes.
They asked Larry that Monday before he took off here in this new class, and Larry's answer was they're working on it, but it is not available right now.
Okay. All right. So The general consensus is it is not available as we speak, but we're working on it and hopefully to have that put together in the not too distant future.
Correct.
All right. Thanks for asking. Good question. Any other questions, concerns? We have 7 minutes left, and I have, if you have no questions, of course we want to use the full 7 minutes, but if there are no questions. Okay. For our future get-togethers, just as a suggestion, you might want to consider putting your putting phones on mute when you tune in, because we were picking up a little bit of background stuff there. Keep them mute unless you want to speak with request or suggestion. Might help keep it a little quieter for the speakers. Are there any subjects or topics that any of you would like to have Emerson address for you? Or any specific concerns from your customers?
Nothing in particular.
If it comes to mind, okay. But do keep that in mind for the next session between now and then. If you get an oddball situation or a question that comes up from one of your customers that you think might be of benefit, share that information with the rest of the group. Feel free to share that with us on our next session. Lance, now, any other questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, this is Greg with Greg Dickerson with RSD in Rose, California.
Yes, thank you.
My question is it possible to get a copy of each of these seminars? The show? They're wondering, is it possible to get a copy of each one?
You mean these recorded sessions?
Yes. Well, not the recorded session, just the slideshow.
Oh, okay.
Information.
Wow, that's a good question too. I'll get back with you on that, Greg. One thing is we're going to have various experts within the Emerson group doing these presentations each month and each session, and so it's going to we're going to have to work out some logistical way to send those into a central location so that we can get them out. But let me put that before the group up here and see if we can make that happen.
Thank you.
That's a good suggestion. But before I say we can or cannot, let me see what logistics are going to be involved to make that happen. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks for that suggestion. Any other issues? Boys, girls?
Yes, girlfriend.
Okay, we're going to be cutting this just a little bit short, but I know your time is valuable. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. We want to make this a good tool that you can all use, and we want to make your time worthwhile. So hope to hear from you all at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the first Thursday of next month. Till then, spring getting much closer. Everybody be well, stay safe. Thank you.
Before you disappear,
yes.
I got one more thing for you.
Okay.
Magnolia.
Okay.
Good subject matter for the future would be DOE regulations and the SNAP Act.
Okay, so you want to talk about the SNAP Act and
the DOE energy regulations.
The DOE
regulations.
Okay, we're making notes up here. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good suggestion. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, there's a time window on that, but it's pretty confusing, and the more we stay informed, the better. So thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Good suggestion.
I won.
Okay. Oh, I thought I heard you say